Welcome, everybody. Welcome. The family was waiting. So many of you were here already. Thank you. Greetings. It's another edition of your bi-monthly Galactic Tarot check-ins. Today, the goal is checking in on love and romance. So, love and romance, the like button, my family. Denise! Gently caress the like button. The like button likes. The like button loves and prefers long walks on the beach. And the subscribe button. The subscribe button prefers to Netflix and chill. So. I got my golden god. We're ready to go. We're lit. We're lit, family. Just was doing a little qigong on the creek. Where do you go to the creek, Alexander? We want to go. So, very, very lit today, my family. Got a little bit of that nature energy. I want to talk about some more words. I also want to... I'm going to be bringing up Saturday's reading again because those words were just like kind of like shoved into like a video without a title. So to speak today with more of a title would be great. How's Groot? Say hello to Groot, everybody. Hiding in the bush, per usual. So we're going to move these cards. We're going to definitely get into the cards. Today we're doing 11 romance readings. So we're going to be doing a quantum check-in based upon your zodiac sign. My family, feel free to check out your sun sign, of course, your rising sign. Can do your Venus since this is love, but also your Mars and your moon. When you hear corresponding themes, pay attention to the theme. Alexander gives you a little bit of a cheat sheet on your monthly tune-ins. So let's... do I even need this? Do I even need the second camera? We don't even need the second camera yet. So the word that I was talking about, this is your galactic update, my family. I wanted to talk about the word magic. I wanted to talk about the sounds that come out of our mouths, these flapping phalangula of these monkey suits, if you will. So being able to cast the appropriate spell, my family, we get better every day. We get better. We get stronger every single day. A lot of the sounds and the sounds that are taking place is us being the magician of our own lives, us being the magician in control of our reality. And when we follow back the word magician, it leads directly to musician. So we're getting right to these sounds. We get to these words, the universe, the universe, the one verse, the one, when this word verse is also used in music. So you guys being the musicians of your lives, the magicians of your lives, the alchemists of your lives, and using the higher forces against the lower. And then, thus, we all triumph together. So, yeah, very, very good. Veronique is saying vibration. By the way, hello, everybody. Welcome. Where you tuning in from? So, yeah, there was a couple of words I wanted to talk about today. You can see these things hidden straight in plain sight. You can see them hidden right out in front of you. Like some of them, like one of them I was actually just laughing about earlier today was the last months of the year. And I know there's people in the Southern Hemisphere, but the words probably came from the Northern Hemisphere. No offense. These later on months where the winter months come in, September, October, November, December, we actually have this burr. Because it's like, where does that term even come from? Like being cold and going burr, burr. So like we see this right at the ends of the months, which is just like a little fun one. But the one that I really want to talk about today, and like I said, feel free to come back in about 2 minutes, or if you already heard this on Saturday. But I wanted to make sure that this had a title. So in case if I had to send somebody in one of my personal readings or something like that, when somebody books a reading to some word magic, to give them a little bit more information of what I've seen and what I know about these magics, they have this as a way to find it more easily. So first off, I'm going to start off with spelling. You were taught how to spell. Spelling is literally how these words are formed. So when we're taught how to spell, this word also means to cast a spell. Once again, this goes back to the magician. This goes back to the musician. This goes back to these sounds. We have these 7 chakras. We have these 7 sound frequencies. We have these 7 seals all throughout this world. And finding a lot of these spells, if you will, the grammar, which comes from a grimoire, which is a magical book. We have these right in plain sight. And just to actually strengthen that, if you're new to this way of thinking, we were taught how to spell. Older generations like myself were taught to write in cursive, to connect the letters of the spell to strengthen the curse. Because many of these words are enhancing our reality, but I would say that there are many that we don't realize that they are actually a spell we don't want to cast every single day. As I've said many times in these videos, the people that keep saying amazing, if you have that friend that thinks everything's amazing, look at them, and I know, look at them with non-judgment, but at the same time, use a little bit of judgment and see, are they lost right now? Because that's what I noticed was a lot of people that were saying amazing, amazing, amazing were lost. And as I'm fine-tuning the spell that I cast every day, the reality seems to fold itself upon myself. Lack of better words. The rose explodes and grows again. Ahead of his aura, shields every limb. So I wanted to just give a little bit of a preface, a little preface to the face before the face, to talk about these words and just to give you guys the ability, like I was saying, disability, to give you guys the ability to further strengthen these spells and just maybe pay attention to what you're saying, because I guarantee you, I promise you, if you catch one of these words that is, you see the spell, okay? So you see the spell, you see the sentence, this sentence of these 3 words or 2 words or 4 words squished together into one word. When you eliminate, when you remove this word from your spell that you cast every day, you'll see that the reality improves. So I hate to have this like it's all about responsibility, which is what I've been talking about a lot lately. This ability to respond, this responsibility. It's all about looking at the self. I see so many times like people are wanting to find this bad guy. They're wanting it to be the ex-boyfriend. They're wanting it to be the current person. They're wanting it to be mom, dad, whatever. And I agree with you. That stuff is very real. Just with all the spells. Just by fine-tuning this, because Spirit asked me to this, because it was literally my survival was dependent on casting the appropriate spell, because a lot of my family and friends, and I'm speaking from experience here, when I first moved out to Sedona, I was on the verge of not having food, not having money for rent. Like things were getting a little bit sketchy, and it was because when I left, a lot of the people that I loved didn't realize that they're like, I give them 3 months, I give them 6 months, I give them a year. And I knew this because of how empathic I am. I was grateful to know this because part of me questions how many other people, even if they are intuitive, maybe didn't have the same gift as me to be able to see what was going on. And then they thought maybe where they moved to, whether it was California or Europe or Bali or whatever, and when that didn't work, they don't even realize it's this crabs in a bucket mentality that their own family, their own friends have imposed upon them. Because a lot of times there's almost like this fear of people are scared to step in their own power. And when they see us stepping in our power, when they see us doing something that they're like, oh man, I wish I had the cojones to do that. They, did he say cojones because he's wearing his Mother Mary poncho? Oh, I stole this from your grandma, Holmes. Anyways, back on track. So I'm getting around to this, what I prefer to call silver magic. This using these spells to have something that I want take place. So yes, Alexander's going to speak about lying, but it's lying without lying. Because Spirit was at this point, when I first moved here in 2015, wasn't allowing me to lie anymore. But Spirit was also teaching me how to cast a spell and how to cast the appropriate spell. And to just give you guys a little bit, before you just tune out because you heard him say how to lie on the next episode of How to Lie with Alexander. Okay, no, this is not that. But anyways, when Spirit told me like my survival was dependent on this, me having funds come in and breaking the spell of these crabs in a bucket mentality people, which I love you all so much if you're watching right now, what was necessary to do? And this is what was necessary to do. I got on the phone with them, and when they were like, and you guys hear this, you guys know this, whether it comes from your mom, whether it comes from a friend, whether it comes from whoever is taking that role of the worried mother in your reality. It can be a guy, mind you. I do this sometimes as well. I think we all do. Watch out, the rocks are slippery. Whatever the heck it is. When you hear that tone, when you know that that's going on, and you see this person on the phone go, so how you doing? Are you all right? What's happening out there? Are you coming home? When where you are is what you hope to be your home and what you consider your home, they're still calling where they are your home. That's also can pull on the self. But this is where I'm getting at with this little lie without lying. This lying by my words allowed the person's brain to think what I wanted them to think, so they would further cast a spell that I wanted them to cast. And this is the example I give you today, because this could be happening in many other ways. This could be happening in you and your husband, or you and your wife are trying to have are working every day on becoming pregnant or something like that. These spells can be used in other ways. That's why I'm teaching you guys this, because it's very important. But what I'm getting at is this. I told these people, I said, oh, Sedona's great. There's so much money to be made out here. Like the people that are doing the spiritual work out here are thriving. Everything I said to them was true. Everything I said to them was what I was visualizing around me. But what they heard was, wow, Alexander's doing really good financially, when I wasn't at that time. So the reason why I'm telling you guys this is, if there are you and your spouse, you and your partner, you and your lover, and then maybe this one friend, but you include these 3 or 4 other people in on your manifestation, whether or not you 3 are very spiritual and you guys are wizards, this is something I'm still attempting to figure out within myself. Why do these other people have, even though they're not even involved in this magical work, why do they have so much power that they can actually unravel and slow down our manifestations? Because they don't completely stop them. They still happen, but sometimes it takes more time. So I just wanted to speak about this, because some of the words you're using can be doing this, and some of the words that you start to use, I like to say marvelous instead of awesome now. For a while, it was everybody in spirituality stopped saying amazing, and then we all started saying awesome, but some awe. Awe is actually connected to fear. So I've been using words like marvelous, and I've been using words like tremendous, tremendous. This is something we all know, that nature puts us back together, that nature has the ability to, when we have nothing else, that's what we do, is we go through nature, we go to nature to allow nature to remove frequencies and energies and emotional frequencies, especially running water, off of our bodies. Now to just touch base on this word before we start dropping the cards like it's hot. I saw this big, I'm 6'2" myself. So when I see somebody taller than me, and I've also been working out for most of my life, so over 20 years for sure. I see this big guy, big muscles, taller than me. He's looks like he's 6'4", 6'5". And he's walking towards me when I was in San Diego, and he's all deflated. And I see his head slumped down, his shoulders rolled forward. And part of me wanted to just not even listening to him, just walk up to him and be like, dude, boom, boom, lift your chest up, bam. Mind you, where is your posture right now? I wanted to just fix his posture, hands on. And I was I can't just walk up to a stranger and do this. He's going to be like, dude, what is your problem? But I listen. And I know we're not really supposed to, especially the yogis. Like yogis believe in certain practices. I know, like the 4 agreements, things like that. You're not supposed to listen to people's conversations. I learn from listening to conversations. So it's like maybe that works for those people that sit in lotus position and meditate. I sit there like an Egyptian statue to meditate. So, we're all different. Always remember that. We're all different flavors of ice cream. And if something feels right to you, then I say, do it, my family. So yeah, sometimes Alexander's a little nosy and he listens to conversations, but I was wondering why this brother, because I could see a high angelic with my eyes working, my third eye working with my eyes open. I see this high angelic deflated, and it sucks to see. I didn't want to see it. So when I see him, I start to listen, like, what's he talking about? What's he going through? What's happening here? And I hear him say, my director. Oh, I had my yearly review with my director. And he's talking about what's going on in his life to his beloved or somebody he's on a date with. I see him walking with this girl, and he's saying what's going on, but he looks so deflated. And I tune in and look across the ether at this director, and it's just like a thing. Like, I don't even want to say it. I don't even want to say what I see. I just see weakness. I see somebody that's not in their power, and I see this big, strong, high angelic that obviously is from time to time in his power. And I just wanted to just tell him, like, oh, like, what even is this? And I see this word, direction. And I was like, when I felt it, boom, my stomach turns. Like, I feel my stomach turn. You guys, if you're feeling something in your cell structure, if you're feeling something in your stomach, it rings more true than anything else ever even can for you. I don't care if you read it in your old encyclopedias from your dad's house. It's on Wikipedia, and it's all over the internet. What your gut is telling you is fact. It is fact. If your gut says stay home, stay home. It's a thing. And we all, I think, pretty sure, like most of us watching right now, have that story when we went against our feeling and something weird happened. So direction, direct. And then also this director. Rector is a priest. The rector is the person that runs the library. The rector is the person that runs the church, like a church rector or an academy rector or things like that. This is a word that says this is the person in charge. They're the boss of the library. They're the boss of the church. And then this D-I. The D-I, I believe, personally comes from Dionysus, because the D-I is first used in Greece. And the D-I means both. So what are they talking about with both? They're talking about the 2 snakes. They're talking about the white snake and the black snake. They're talking about church and state as well. This separation that we're supposed to have, at least in the world I grew up in, this separation that we're supposed to have that we clearly don't have. These belief structures of, oh, this is Republican and this is Democrat, and all of these morons, no offense, if you consider yourself one of the morons, fighting over, oh, this is this and this is that. And it's like, just why don't you go watch South Park? It's a giant douche and a turd sandwich, and like that's just it. Like, it's like these oh, I'm different than I wear a red tie, I wear a blue tie. Okay, well, you know what? You're all not in touch with your feminine side. And I'm not talking to you guys at the camera. I'm talking about these weirdos that we allow to still run our world for now. But anyways, direction. These two rects, these two cool kings, if you will, because rect, when you follow back rect and you break down the etymology of R-E-C-T, it says king, it says ruler, it says the people that they want us to be making the decision that they would make, or that they would want us to make. So when we say direction, I needed to bring this up again, and I needed this to have a title, because we can't be saying these words, family. I don't know if it's trirection. I don't know if it's myrection. I don't know what it is that we have to change this spell, but this spell needs to be changed, because this is saying that we only have 2 directions we can go. This is saying that I hit a fork in the road. Like, what is that? Like, what even is that? What is this belief structure that we hit a fork in the road and we can only go left or we can go right, when there are endless possibilities of where we can go and what we can do? Okay? So, just further, going through this die, because when you follow the DI, and like, especially with longer words, I know there are shorter words with DI we're not talking about today, but another one that I ripped apart was discernment, because we see ment at the end, which sounds like mental, and then I see cern, and I'm like, what is this word cern? And when I break it down, it actually comes from 1700s France, and it says kernel, the mind. It's all about the mind. So this kernel mental. So we see this these two minds, these two halves of the brain, which I really find interesting right there. It's almost like when this word was made, they already know there was two halves of the brain, obviously, because it says these two minds. But once again, which two minds? These two minds of these two wrecked, these two kings, these two rulers. So, yeah, I wanted to just get all this out to you guys. These words are, they're everywhere. They're everywhere. They're in your speech. They're in your language, and it's up to us to catch these, to share them with each other. Send them over on galactictarot.com, whatever it is. I'd love to share the words you guys have and what you're finding. And we all strengthen the spell together, because it's all about moving forward, and it's all about moving up in some sort of trajectory of these directions, because that's how we continue to ascend. And as we're ascending, as we're going through all this stuff, as we're releasing these things, removing the blame of others, removing the blame of the boogeyman and the darkness and this thing and that thing. And I'm sure that this is triggering somebody out there that doesn't want to admit that they're the boogeyman, plain and simple. But the more I've realized that this aspect, this thing, why are you being an a-hole, bro? Why are you doing that? And I keep finding the answer being something I'm doing, something that the physical vessel is doing, is why these other versions of myself are acting like assholes, plain and simple. Pardon my French, my family. But that's exactly what I've seen, is myself acting a fool from time to time. And this is a whole 1 hour or 2 hour dissertation or video in itself. But just to give you this quick blip of what I've seen, I hear a lot of people still saying higher self. That's fine. I say other dimensional version, because these higher selves, many of them I've passed by. I still have more work to do. I still have other higher selves or other dimensional versions to climb over, so to speak. I need to find out what it is, this blending of the masculine, the feminine, and the inner child together, this work that we're doing every single day. But if you keep looking up at these things, that I promise you could be above. And this is not something that I did because I read somewhere. This is not something I did because the spirit told me to do it. This is something that the first time I looked for my angelic, and I was like, I got scared. I'm gonna be honest with you. I looked up and my angelic and my elven were gone, and I was like, oh crap. I was like, is something wrong with my third eye? Is this or that, or blah, blah, blah. And then I literally hear, we're down here. And I see them down there. This was not something I planned. This is not something I wanted. And I'll be honest with you, it was very difficult work that I didn't want to do. These aspects and these guides that we become best friends with, it's difficult to ask them to go. It's difficult to surpass them to a certain extent. And I don't even want to say it's difficult and strengthen that, but I'm just letting you know, for me, it wasn't easy, because it's like, oh, I have this friend that's always with me, and I get to joke, and like, I feel like my dragon's the only one who gets my humor, and I feel like, over here, I always get the right answer. So it's like to surpass this, it's much like letting friends in your actual reality like go off the balloon, so the balloon can ascend, so you can ascend, so you can go higher. So from there, my family, we clear the board. We're going to pull this up. Let's roll the dice to see who gets the bunny cards today. So 1 being January and 12 being December. Let's see what we got. Is it on camera? Number 10. Was it Libra last time too? So Libra it is. Let's do this. Okay, Aries, get ready. Get ready. Bunny cards coming soon. This song is so intense. Can I have some shade, please? That'd be great. Ye old golden god, pardon my yellow teeth, tongue, and lips. Aries. What time do we got? 24:11. All righty, then we don't need this pen. We got Groot. We got Groot. My gift. The gift. Where do I even put this? This table runs out of room real quick when you start dropping cards. All right, let's do this, family. Let's go. Let's go. Oh, I got a, ooh, I love that magic. Oh, my Lord, look. I got a red mantis on the window over here. Oh, boy. Hello. Hello. So we're going to be doing a 3x3 message from your other dimensional versions, aka your higher selves. And then we'll have a cloud cover, see what's going on here, Aries. Let's check. What's going on in your love life. Aries, September, love and romance reading. Oh. Okay. Oh, Aries. Oh. Aries. Oh my God. We're gonna do this? We're doing this? Wow, look at all these love cards. Good joke. All right, let's see. Let's see what we got here. All right. We got the World card, which means completion. There was a completion in the past. We see this completion, and then we see this soul retrieval card. So a piece of the self basically hasn't been reclaimed. So is this a love reading? Yeah, it basically is, in the fact that it isn't whatsoever, but it's the work that you should do, that you could do, to make yourself sparkle and glisten a little bit more for your pre-existing lover or for your future person that you're about to meet. Okay, so take this as, it's good you haven't met anybody yet, if that's what you're looking for right now, because this is gnarly, especially if you haven't been sleeping. So in the present moment, it shows difficulty sleeping or being super duper tired, and it shows a death. We see a completion. We see a death. This is not a physical death. This is the death of the old self. We see this rising of the dead over here. Like, we literally have death, completion, death, like right there in a row. Okay. So what is this? We're seeing that something is being thought about. I've been seeing reoccurring themes of people thinking just because this situation in the world from 2019 seems to be over, or seems to have dissipated, that life goes back to where it was beforehand. And how could it, how would it, how will it, when that version of us is gone? That version of us is just no longer exists. You might actually be tuning in on a lower dimensional reality. For me, if somebody had me, showed up and I actually had to answer this, swear on the Bible, swear on your life, swear on whatever, and I had to do this, and somebody said, do you think that we're in the same reality you were born in, which you could be considered 3D? Do you think that we've just ascended to 5D, or do you think that we're higher than 5? And I had to bet on this. I would, without a doubt, without even taking time to tune in, what I already believe is we're well above fifth density. So when you're hearing like, oh, we got to 5, it's like, okay, maybe. If that's what's helping you. If that's what's helping you, then good. Keep going with that. I promise you we're higher than that, and the job is not done. I promise you, for me, this job is not done. So what is necessary, Aries, for you to get to this next point? All right, we see all the elements on the table in the future. We see the magician. What was he just talking about? The magician, the musician, these things working together. The magician has all of the elements on the table. We see the fire. We see the cup with water. We see the sword, which cuts through air. We see the stick that represents the earth element, and we see the symbol over the head. And then we see the caduceus here. Okay, as I talked about the die and the 2 snakes. And then we see this symbol over the head right here, which is literally this back to the right, back to the left, back to the right. Look at that, Aries. You're getting a little bit more magic than some of the other signs if you're just tuning in here. When you go back to the right, back to the left, back to the right, back to the left. Now, mind you, I can do this without you even being able to notice that I'm doing this. Like right now, he's doing it right now. Can you see that I'm swaying right now? Maybe slightly, but it's not noticeable. And it's something that if somebody said to you, hey, stand still, sit still, what are you doing? Stop moving like that, because this will trigger somebody. If somebody's attempting to pull your energy, this is basically like, so what needs to happen magically? Let's talk about dark magic for a second. They need to tune in on the center of that chakra. They need to lock in on the chakra. And it might seem like they're outside the field, but there's a certain address, there's a certain point where they can lock on these forces, these they, which might be you as well, these forms of you coming through these other people. But sometimes there is weird crap in the field. Like, let's be honest here. It's just when we look at the reality with innocence and we look at the reality with, well, this is here because of me, it helps you to gain power over the reality. That's why I was saying all that earlier. But to go back into the right, back into the left, back into the right, back into the left, it's almost like as these things are coming in, you're always dodging them. It's almost like Neo standing like in the same place, but avoiding all the bullets as the guns are all shooting at him at the end of the first Matrix movie. So what we're seeing here is the musician. We're seeing the magician working with the friend. Once again, this message keeps coming up where it's like, this lone wolf mentality is gone, family. If you're still running the lone wolf mentality, I don't know what to really tell you. I can just tell you that there is help, there is assistance, there are people around you. You might need to do some work where you're releasing these old people from this old life. You're not the same person. You're a new person. So knowing that and then integrating that by maybe doing some work, having a conversation, doing a session with a friend, or doing a session with somebody that you consider like a friend. Because I see this, what could have happened, this integrating the self, this receiving and purifying this power, which is your power, which is your energy, which was gifted to you because humanity did it. We made it, family. We made it further than we've ever made it before. We made it further than a lot of these forces thought was possible. We succeeded. So now that we've succeeded, oh God, what a terrible word. Now that we know that we've made it, the seventh seal, the trumpet's been blown, the seventh seal is broken, and humanity is now ascending. The whole reality is ascending. The planets are ascending. The trees are ascending. The stars are ascending. All of it is. I mean, just for those of you that are not 20, you remember having a yellow sun in the sky at 3 p.m. I remember having a yellow sun in the sky. Now at 5 p.m., I don't see a yellow sun in the sky. The sun is just white all day, every day. And it's like as it's setting, it's still pretty freaking bright when I used to watch a red sun on the horizon. So what am I getting at here, family? What I'm getting at is you having the ability to work with this ability. You having this ability to be able to speak to this person, to be open to this healing, to be open to this purification, to be vulnerable enough to be able to have these frequencies and have this energy which has been waiting for you come to you so you can be the best version of yourself, so you can have those sparkling eyes, so you can meet that person that's blended together, the masculine, the feminine, and their inner child into one. That's the person you want to send text messages to. That's the person you want to be emailing. That's why Roger Predactor's dead. He found Captain Winky. Galactic Tower, everybody. Anywho's, moving on. Message from other dimensional versions. Who is it that you're communicating with? Who's communicating with you when you told them you needed a moment? Who's when you say something to somebody and you say, hey, this is what I'm doing right now. Also saying it in the right manner. Remember what I said earlier. I had to cast a spell that wasn't a lie, that allows the people to then help me with my abundance instead of the storm of crap that they were creating. So if you're going through something or wanting to go through some sort of shift to get more in touch with your power, a lot of you are going to your friends and family members and saying, hey, I need alone time right now. I'm going through this. I'm going through that. You're having them send more crap to you, my family. It's okay to tell people, hey, I'm doing my own thing right now. I need you to go do your own thing right now. And that's okay. Because the words that you're choosing to have these people give you the space that you need is not giving you the space that you need. They're passive aggressively saying, love you, hope you're well, blah, 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 but. You tell them the truth, that you're thriving, you're getting in touch with more of your power, and you're continuing to get in touch with more and more power. And to get in touch with that power, you need to not have these people constantly texting you and doing this or that, and that's okay. I expect my reality to hold me accountable. So if I expect my reality to hold me accountable, then I am allowed by my own ruling and by what I believe is spiritual law to hold my reality accountable. And if aspects of that, my reality, don't like that, you don't got to go away mad. Just go away. Don't go away mad. Just go away. Oh, it's pretty deep, isn't it, Angela? Of my single bed. All right, Taurus. 3548. 3548. Sister Soul Queen! Who else is here? Yay! Carrie Lynn for the win. Oh, God, Carrie Lynn, I want to kick stuff over. Oh. I'm so sorry. I'm just sending all that energy at the mantis. You might want to move. Show it! Show it! Yeah, it's really easy. Let me just detach the camera. Love you so much. Nicole! Co-creation engaged, Carrie Lynn. That's what you tell you. You hear one of your family members or your friends saying something awesome, tell them co-creation engaged. Ooh, a little popper right there, Taurus. Taurus, love and romance reading for people born under that sign. Happy birthday, Virgo. Hello. I want to love you. What do we got, Taurus? Let's see. Oh, new card. Good joke. All right, there we go. There we go. Oh, look at this. Look at this epic. What an epic love reading we're getting so far. Oh, my God. All right. Sorry. Oh, my God. Cardgasm. No, I won't. Yet to ask you. If you ever hear anyone say cardgasm, they got that from me. I just want to let the record state. Mary! Genie's with you? Pure trouble. Pure trouble, you two together. I love it. Wish I was there. All right. I don't need to pick these up. They're on the table. Old school. All right. Taurus, what do we got? Love read. Let's put that in our love pipe and smoke it. Little swords going through the heart. So, let's figure this out. Gray skies shining at me. Nothing but gray skies, Taurus. We'll see you on the first of the month. No, don't leave, Taurus. I'm joking. Anyways, moving on. Let's see this. Awakening to why something happened. Awakening to the trauma. I love this. This is actually really good. So part of the awakening in your awakening process, Taurus, of what's being, observed, if you're willing to observe it, is that the awakening process, it was necessary to go through the trauma that you went through, to blend together the masculine and the feminine, to find your spouse, to find your partner, to do this work, you want somebody who's done the work as well. You want somebody who's done that work as well. So we see this in this release. So this needs to be released. There's some sort of belief structure. There's some sort of hurt. There's some sort of something that needs to be forgiven that has nothing to do with love, or it could have to do with love. But there's some sort of betrayal, and there's some sort of judgment towards our trauma, which is natural, which is normal. I don't care what anybody says. I don't think everybody's trauma is created equally. I sit here and I talk about like, oh, I had a wub and my wub left me. Whoa. I've heard people, I have such traumatic stories, I don't even have words for it. I'm like sitting here in the session, I'm like, yeah, I can help. And I'd love to help. But at the same time, it's like, I've never worn those shoes, nor would I like to. So nobody knows your trauma as well as you do. Nobody does. But still, there is a way, I can promise you this. And maybe this was easier for me, like I said, but to release the trauma, be grateful for the trauma, because without the trauma, there's the truth coming in. Without the trauma, we would have never basically started this fight within ourselves, this fight of duality, this fight of power, this fight of masculine and feminine, to find this third element of the inner child, to find this trifecta of this pyramid, because with a pyramid, with a triangle, that's how we get the fire in the middle. That's what the word says, pyramid, pyro, middle, to go back to the spells from the beginning. Okay, so what we see here is, once again, you didn't want to meet anybody. If you're in a pre-existing relationship, this is going to make you a better lover. This is the angelic work you came here to do. This is the frequency that you came here to exude as you go to the market and wherever you go. So when people walk through your field and people come through your energy, they just leave and have a better day, plain and simple. And like, this is something that you can totally do like every day. I mean, even just yesterday, I'm leaving the gym, and there's just like the angriest woman going across the crosswalk. And she's like, go, get your car out of the way. And I was like, don't tell me what to do with your crap energy. So I smiled at her and I was like, no, you go. And she's like, no, you go. And I was like, I really wish you would go. And then she was like, she like got like annoyed, but like the angry face left. And I was like, I'm just looking at her going, love you. I love you. I wish you'd go. And she goes, can you go? And smiles. And once I saw the smile, I said, got him! I did like the Yosemite Sam dance, and I shot my pistols. I didn't have pistols, and I didn't do the Yosemite Sam dance, but you know what I'm talking about. You have the ability to change this stuff. And some of you are so empathic, you don't even want to look at these people's eyes, because you're like driving down the street, like, why did I do it? Why did I look at the homeless person? Because like it stays with you, but you don't have to have it stay with you. Many times also, if I do see somebody in a quick passing and I just see the epitome of misery, I'll actually look at it with golden light, and I'll see them. They look at me and they smile. Like, I'll see them happy. I'll see them and they go, and if they said something foul, I'll have them go, Alexander, you're doing a great job. I'm like, oh, really? And they're like, yeah, you're doing a really great job. And I'm like, I was doing a great job. And they're like, you're really doing a great job. For every sentence they said, you could do this magic, and it works. Whether or not this is just belligerent madness, I promise you it works. It at least works in my brain. So when we do this also, you don't know, what if you're giving them some sort of ability or some sort of enhancement? If we're picturing them happy when we actually saw them depressed and miserable, what if you're giving them the ability to find happiness more easily because you're seeing them as happy? So doing this within the self to make yourself very similar message to Aries, which I often see these 2-month connections. So Taurus, there's some sort of work you're supposed to do with the moon. And it's like, maybe your magic is misunderstood. I've been seeing a lot and doing a lot of work with certain, we'll call them the white foxes. The white foxes have really been coming through. You guys are ascending, okay? So I'm hearing in my conversations, I'm seeing in my readings, a lot of you that have been doing the work, having these aspects that are very much so upper dimensional, because these are the things that we're working on, is learning how to do these things. And this is an entire conversation for another point. What did she say? Ski votes. Barani, what is that? That's one of my favorite words. I thought that was slang. Anyways, when we do this work, when we ascend the self, that's what you want to meet. That's what you want to meet, another high angelic that's done the work. you don't want to meet somebody who's carrying whatever it is, which is like part of what's being carried is still dissolving and being grateful for the trauma that you have, Taurus. Okay. And this is maybe something you're doing for all the signs. This is maybe something you're doing for your entire family, for your entire bloodline, for all of Taurus, for all of the entire wheel, maybe. When we have these things come up, okay, there's something major going on here that needs to be healed. There's something that needs to be done to get to from here to here. So using this magic, utilizing the moon, utilizing the effects that you have over the reality to admit the truth to yourself and have this release. Is a good cry necessary? What's necessary here? We see the spiritual release and we see the spiritual truth and we see the spiritual hurt. Okay, so it's like this is a good reading. Once again, it's a good reading. It doesn't look good when it starts off with this, but what I'll tell you is this, guys. Once you've released that which this is, and you learn, you just are in that innocence. You are in that epic nature of love and that frequency. That's who you want to meet. Because from what I've seen in my life, sometimes I meet somebody when I'm sad, and I'm not a generally sad person, but I was sad at that time. And then I'm no longer sad, but they're still sad because maybe they are a sad person. So Taurus, you, like, at least I'm speaking from experience for you, which if I may, you don't want to meet somebody that hasn't released their trauma yet because you haven't fully released your trauma. And then you fully release your trauma and you're stuck in this relationship waiting for them to do this thing that it's not your job to make sure they do it. And maybe they can't do it. Maybe they don't want to do it. Maybe their trauma is how they speak about their past and how they figure out their future. And you deserve something different. Moving on. Oh, that was loaded. Those were some loaded baked potatoes, Alexander. Is it Gemini? What are we doing now? The gem. My favorite gems. My favorite gems are Geminis and then gemstones. Close your ears, Gemini. All the other signs, I like gemstones better than Geminis. I'm just kidding, Gemini. I had to. All right, you can uncover your ears. Moving on, Gemini readings. Sorry, Mantis. It's like 78 cards. That Mantis, he's getting it. I really do love Geminis, though. I hear a lot of people talk crap about Geminis. You know why? I have a conversation heavy. I'm putting the cards down. If you don't like Geminis, it's because you don't like change. But change is the only constant in this world. Picking up the cards again. Happy birthday, Avicii, our brother. You killed my brother! Oh, sorry. Okay. What I meant to say was, let's see what's going on here. Gemini. Okay, hold on. I forgot to write the time down. I just wrote Gemini. Oof. 4820. Oh, 4820. These are taking too long. Speed readings. How come Aries and Taurus get a good one? That's it. Oh! Ooh. That's what I'm talking about. Oh. Okay. Oh, look at this. Oh my God, Gemini! Gold star for the day. That's a little whatever, but whatever. Worst of the journey's over. I like this. September. Ooh, look at all these love cards. It looks like it's one of those months where we do a lot of work, my family. All right. The Magician has all the elements on the table in the past, and the decision was made. some sort of decision in your reality. You're wondering if it was the right decision. I'm going to go ahead and say yes. All right, so Gemini, whatever this decision you've been wondering, why did I do this? Why am I here? Why did I do this? Why did I start this thing? And it could be love related. For a certain percentage of you, this could be love related. It could be a business. It could have been a move. It could have been this or that. Spirit is telling you, you have not put enough time in it to see the, oh my God, that is coming. There is some, oh my God, in the future here. So I love this. So we're seeing that you made this decision, and now that decision was not just made by you, it was also made by your spirit team. It was also made by your guides. It was also made by your other dimensional versions, cough, cough, higher selves. And then we see these two cards over here, which is the Ace of Cups and the Ace of Wands. Holy shies, Batman. This is awesome. We see this big release of magic. We see something happening with the internet, or something's going on here. This is lit, all right? And your other dimensional versions are letting you know, Gemini, that the worst of the journey is over. You're across the river. You're there. The moon's like, oh, wow, they did it. Wow, look at that. And then there's that friendship card. So whatever's going on right here, that might be a conversation that's necessary to have with a friend. We're seeing that whatever this decision is, that part of you was doubting, put a little more time into it. Who's next? Gemini, Cancer. Why was the Gemini reading so short? 51:11. That was the quick version. The quick version. Do you? Kissa, you hitched. 17 likes. Veronique, I will shut this video down right this minute. Veronique, it's your fault. It's not Veronique's fault. 12? Guys, what are we doing? We got 51 people here. Oh, God. You know what? All right. No, it's fine. It's fine. I'm fine. Anytime anyone ever said they were fine, they were fine. Cancer, September, quantum love and romance reading, or whatever spirit wants to talk about again. All right, now high ground, inner child. Something's happening quickly. Ooh. Okay. Judgment card. Oh my God, there's so many aces. Oh my gosh, I love reading. Everybody give Cancer a round of applause. Look at that. The lovers are at the bottom of the deck. All right, let's see this. I like this. I like this a lot. I don't know. I don't know if I can move the gold star with this, but this is really good. All right, let's do this. Okay, we got right here in the past, we've got the high ground. We've got the high ground, and we've got some sort of, so we're seeing abundance. So this card normally represents physical abundance, but we're seeing it in a spiritual location. So we're seeing spiritual abundance, obviously. So we're seeing some sort of upload, download. We're seeing some sort of spiritual energy came through in the past. So Cancer, congratulations. You're not making that up. You've gone through some sort of major spiritual shift, and it's noticeable. Has something to do with the inner child, because we're seeing that the inner child is coming through in the physical and having balance, forcing balance, and utilizing and saying the things that need to be done. Look at this. So the Justice card holds the sword of truth. Look at this. Look at that. Well, look at that. Oh, y'all, look at that. Look at that. Look at that. He's got a sword. And that guy's got a sword. So yeah, the message from other dimensional versions with this love aspect This is very good. Spirit's showing this is going to happen quick. I know what I want, and I want it now. Cancer wants you. All right, it's going to come quick, Cancer. I like it. All right, so we see something's happening quickly, but that doesn't mean we have to move quickly. Let's get to know the person, whatever this is. If you're in a pre-existing relationship, then just, keep that inner child integrated and just observe. If that inner child being in the suit is upsetting your lover and they're not allowing that frequency to be in there, this is some sort of practice for the self. So just see what is to come, and just Spirit will show you. You know the way. Once again, it shows the ascension process has happened. Things are moving faster than we realize. And if things aren't moving quickly, it's because something still needs to be addressed. There's some sort of belief structure. There's some sort of integration. Maybe it's the belief structure of having the high ground. Maybe it's the belief structure, I've done the work. This is done. This trauma has been healed. But the message from other dimensional versions being the sword of truth, it's like admit the truth to yourself. But also, when this card comes up in this position, everything I'm saying right now should be ringing true for you. So knowing that there's something like, oh my God, he's right. I did get a download or an upload or whatever I call it. Or something shifted in my reality. Things are going to be very, very good. You just need to trust. You need to trust. You need to trust. Keep that inner child in the suit. And if the inner child is forced out of the suit, do not blame the person, but just, what's the best way to talk about this? Use this as your own practice to become better with your patients, to become a stronger force of love. And if it gets to the point where like this person is just intolerable, then you have that answer as well. Call me Raider, call me Wong, call me insane, call me Mr. Bane. Don't do that. Don't do any of that. 5630. Okay. Leo! Ooh. Coming through, Mr. Mantis. Alrighty, let's do this. Leo, September, Quantum Love and Romance reading. I know what I want. Last. What have we got, Leo? Let's see. Mama right there. Oof. Oh, really? Really? We're going to talk about that? Oh, God. This is supposed to be a speed reading. Shake, please. Don't worry, there's more. Okay. I think anybody was worried. Where'd those 10 people go? What is that? They all cancers? Like, what happened? Anyways, let's do this. This isn't fun to talk about. All right. Okay. Oof. Oof. Ooh, it just got hot in here. Yeah, it just got hot in here. All right. Really? Why? 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 Well, I'm gonna get to it, guys. I'm so sorry. All right. Okay. There we go. I mean, it even starts off with a tough decision. So we see a tough decision. A tough decision getting in touch with this celebration. What is the tough decision? The tough decision is because of the betrayal that has taken place. This betrayal, what has happened, these swords, these hooks, he's stabbed in the back, this reoccurring theme that's been going on in spirituality, that's been going on in life in general, and how to be moving forward with spiritual love. How do I move forward with this love? I also have this card right here. It's almost like it's bringing up when I was talking about the fury. It's bringing up when I was talking about the feminine. We're seeing these two aspects of the feminine. So we're seeing these two sides of the feminine. And then we're seeing this one side of the masculine. And honestly, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I was not what I'm talking about today is what I've been processing. So maybe there's more Leos processing it than I realized. But I had no intention of talking about this live with you all. So I guess I apologize if you get triggered, because normally I kind of really don't care. I'm going to be honest with you. I look at it as work on your patience, work on this, work on that. I like ruffling feathers. That's how we get things to rise to the surface. But anyways, we see these two forms of the feminine. And this is what I've been processing through my conversations with the goddess, whether it's with physical people or just through my own spiritual interpretation of this aspect of myself, because this aspect is two aspects. And it's like even the sign of Gemini. Gemini is representing four twins. And a lot of people don't know this. There's the masculine builder, there's the masculine destroyer, there's the feminine nurturer, and there's the feminine seductress. So a lot of people think it's two twins. It's not. It's four twins. So now those four twins are all biting with the fifth person, the self, to who's in the suit that day. So people love when the nurturer's in the suit, and people really enjoy when the builder's in the suit. It's that destroyer we got to keep our eye on. The seductress is almost not even noticeable. But to look at these two forms of the feminine of this, and I guess this would be representing the seductress right now, and this would be representing the nurturer, or vice versa. It doesn't really matter. But to look at these two aspects of the feminine and what's actually taking place here. I always felt like this wasn't my job to talk about this because I'm in the suit of a man. Down to 39 people. Let's just rip it. Who cares? Anyways. All right. The feminine has a very powerful warrior aspect that will eventually be integrated, that needs to be integrated, that is being integrated now. But many of the women that I see in my life, many of the goddesses that I see in my life, I'm going to be honest with you guys, you have a tougher go at this. I'm just going to say it how it is. For a male to integrate feminine nature, it's easy. It's easier, at least. I'm not saying it's easy. Very freaking difficult, dudes. But it's easier because it's like, oh, I can just kind of dance like a lady, and I can do this and I can do that, and it's easy for us to identify what is feminine because the brain goes, wait a minute, bro, that's gay. Not that there's anything wrong with that. Oh, you can't use the word gay anymore. He's showing his age. Anyways, but you know what I mean. It's not about gay or straight. I'm saying like what the brain actually thinks in the average guy, not what comes out of his mouth. So to have this belief structure of I'm integrating the feminine in the masculine, okay? But so now let's look at this from the feminine because I see this challenge and I see how gnarly this is. So you're integrating this into the feminine. You're integrating this King of Swords and it's coming up as the Queen of Swords. But guess what? This guy's an asshole. This guy is an asshole. So it's like this whole like, oh, when a guy does that, it's like, oh, wow, look how strong and determined he is. And he's a leader. That guy's a leader. But this is the thing. And I'm not saying no woman on this planet has done this yet. But just to think about it like this. When the feminine is integrating this, there's this, and it might be this 1% of 1%, but I promise you it's somewhere in the subconscious mind. Do they think I'm being a bitch right now? Do they think this or that? Am I coming off as that? And it's like, yeah, absolutely. They might, but who cares? If they can't handle that fury, if they can't handle that fire, they're weak. Be gone with them. Be gone with these peasants from my field. You are this moon goddess. You are this epic Priestess. If these children, sheep, zombies, whatever the heck you want to call them, if they can't handle you and your power, then so be it. Now, that doesn't mean you just blatantly act like an asshole either. Now, it's all about, now the feminine has this way to go blah, and say it in 7 words. And it's like, that might incinerate the dudes in your life. That might incinerate the guys. There's a way to have these 7 words be stretched to about 20 to 25 words where the message is still there and the fire is still there and the incineration is still there and the intuition is still there and the reasoning is still there. But having this belief structure of, do they think I'm being a bitch right now, is not serving any of femininity right now, including the feminine aspects of the masculine. So, like I said, I was not planning talking about this loaded bag of potatoes right now, but here we are. Okay, so if that triggered somebody, what are we going to do? This has never been something that I thought was my thing to talk about, but it does worry me, and I not worry that I hold on to it all the time, but you know, like it's like when I see 3 feminists or whatever you want to call them in their bras yelling into megaphones on the corner of the street corner in New York City, yelling into megaphones in front of Wall Street. I'm like, good, but don't stay there. You can't stay there. Like, I know you can't stay there. This is a cycle, my family. And this is what happens in the cycle, is the man does stupid shit for 15 to 30,000 years. And then he's like, I'm sorry. Here you go, ladies. You can have the king. But then it's like, guys are kind of dumb, ladies. Let's be honest. Like, I love them, and I am one. And I'm not saying they're all actually stupid dumb, but they're going to forget. And eventually this demasculation that you see in your commercials and on TV, this weirdness of how we're talking to them, because you have every right to be mad. You have every freaking right to be mad. I don't think you have the right to stay mad. I don't think you have the right to stay vindictive. And I'm not saying you're vindictive, and I'm not saying you're mad. But what if it's a subconscious thing? It's like, I mean, it's like, oh, for Christ's sakes, like, what is it, 80 years ago, women couldn't wear pants in this country, couldn't even vote or something? Like, what are we even talking about? And I get it. It's messed up. But it's time to bring it all together. It's time for the goddesses, time for the queen to show them how it's done. It's time to show them and end this once and for all. Because if we start this cycle of the woman's the man now and I'm going to do this to you, it might last a while. It might last 200 years. It might last 700 years. It might last 1,500 years. But it is only going to last a fraction of how long it lasts once these idiot morons burn all the books and make sure that we've all forgotten about this and we go back into the dark ages, because it's a cycle, my family. And yes, you've entered the golden age right now. And yes, we're ascending right now. But that doesn't mean that we're permanently ascending. We have the opportunity and the option to ascend. So will you ascend before this moron tricks everybody into thinking he's in power again? Mic drop! Yes, he does that. All right, actually, that actually feels better. Leo's all like, we didn't really get a reading. You were just ranting about the feminine. Get over it. Can't nobody love you like I do. Virgo! Happy birthday! Happy birthday to 33% of the people in my life. 10821. I think of you. Play the drums, sing, Alexander. Play the sound bowls while singing, dancing, and drumming. Oh my shit. All right. Bunny is coming up next. Thank you. Thank you. I'm thanking for the comments right now. It's not always fun, guys. It's It's always fun. I have a lot of fun. I love this. I don't consider it a job. I don't consider it work. I love doing this, but sometimes on the phone and sometimes on camera, content creators are asked to say things they didn't want us to say that day. My song. I love this song. Catherine says, I can't hear anything. Where's Catherine? I'm dropping baseball like it's crawling on its knees. You can catch me in the lab making beats, smoking. Virgo, what do we got? Come on, Virgo, quantum reading. September 15th to October 15th. And ooh, an offering of love. Ooh, a vacation. Ooh. Oh my God. Are we seeing that two aces have come up in pretty much every reading? Ooh, Nicole. All right. Nicole says, get back in the lab. All right, we'll do it. We'll do it. Make a song. All right. I dig it. I like it. All right. Okay. Hurry up. Create art right now. Create art on the spot and make it beautiful or else. All right, let's take a look here. When we look into the past, we see an offering of love that gave the high ground spiritually. So we see something was happening. What was this offering? It seems like a vacation that either hasn't happened or the vacation didn't turn out the way that you expected it, because we see that the tower is happening. So this might mean that you just didn't leave town. You didn't go for the thing, Virgo, but we see like this tomb, like something came out. Something is being healed. And we see this, oh my God, we see this card of love here. We see this offering of love here. We see this huge release here, but this being open with all this magic and what's being released. We see all of this together with all this love. This is very good. So if you were on vacation, sometimes while you're on vacation, while you're on that drive, while you're on that trip, while you're on that flight, while you're out of your comfort zone, you get to some new level of healing. Something gets exposed with your lover. So this, like, definitely to me is a love reading, because it kind of like involves something I heard from a very wise man one time. He said, if you want to know if you can live with somebody, go on a long trip with them. Like go on a long road trip. You'll see the true essence of a person come out on their road trip. And how many people right now in the chat, whether it was a friend or a lover, did you go out of town with or go on vacation with or go on a long drive with, and after that trip you were no longer in the relationship or you haven't been friends with this person ever again? Because I've seen this plenty of times in other people's lives around me, even in the spiritual community. I've seen this plenty of times where some friendships and some relationships do not survive a vacation. So this is what happened, but it almost looks like you did survive the vacation. So I'm speaking right now to the people that are in pre-existing love relationships or somebody that had something end in this manner, because some of you obviously are probably wondering, like, where's this come from? Where is this? So this is also a message for you to get out into nature, you to go somewhere. Maybe you've never gone on a vacation alone. Maybe you've never gotten away and gone somewhere, even if it was for a couple of days. Go and get in that Airbnb, get into nature. There's something major to be released, major. When you go on this trip, do this trip, and what was released in the past for some of you, because some of you have recently gone on a trip or a vacation, and you were like, oh man, what a crap vacation almost. But no, you're not able to see what actually took place. And you're not actually, maybe not yet able to see, like, wait a minute, you and this person got closer, or you and this person have now realized you're not on the same page anymore, which leaves you free and open to move along with your life purpose, to move along with love and find what you're supposed to do next. So if you're hearing this message and you're like, oh God, what do I do next? I have no idea. That's what we're here for. There's people that drop cards. Once again, the lone wolf thing is over. But I see something major releasing, something major returning to you, almost like this is representing this dragon magic, this fury. I go on this trip, and then the dragon, the dragon goes into the ashes, and the phoenix rises from the ashes, rather. So, yeah. And I personally just observed this myself. This is what happens when we go on these trips. Why do we call them trips? Like, there we go. There's a crap spell we just found together. Do not call your vacations trips anymore. All right. Oh, put those cards aside. It's time for leaves. Catherine, where are you? Catherine. I can't always be there. Go live, dude. Yes, you can, Catherine. But where are you? Catherine. Leaves. Let's do this. Oh my goodness. All right. Libra is the winner of this month's bunny reading. Someone at home is thinking, that's a prize? Yeah, I don't know. Catherine's in NOLA. That's right. Nolans. Oh, God. Catherine. Sending support to Catherine. I thought you gridded New Orleans. Yeah, but there's only so much the grids can do. Okay. Libra, September 15th to October 15th. Love and romance reading. These cards shuffle nice. Oh, the lovers popped. This is what over $100 worth of tarot cards looks like. Yeah, that's right. Oh, Sandra paid that much for a tarot deck. There's bunnies on it. The inner child is all over it. Libra. Oh, it's so cute. Kawaii! Oh my God. Woo! Oh God. That is so great. A horse. All right, the 8 of Swords. Okay, the mind causing issues on the body. The mind, the inner child, the 6 of Swords. So once again, we've got a card that represents the water, going to the water. Look at that. And Catherine just went to New Orleans, and then we see this card come up right here. I love this. So something taking place in the past where the inner child went to the water, and something, once again, there's like a weirdness with vacation. This is so interesting how sometimes there's like 2-month run over things. So this is something that happened in the past. So now we're seeing the 2 of Swords in the present moment. Difficulty deciding whether to go left or go right, with some sort of celebration, with some sort of get together, with some sort of destination wedding, with some sort of trip. Vacation. Stop saying trip, Alexander. I got it. All right. So we see an inner child card here and here. Because this card represents the child. Look at this little baby bunny. Look how silly. Look how silly it is. Okay. All right. So we see that the 2 cards that can represent children, okay, or at least representing spirituality of children, or like these past and present aspects of the child, whether these are physical or whether this is energetic and within the self. We see this difficulty deciding whether to go left or go right when a decision needs to be made. And this is a spiritual decision. We see the number 3. And 3 is all about the baby and the child as well, because in numerology, 1 is masculine, 2 is feminine, and 3 represents the child. Okay? So when we see this decision being made, what is this? what is this, Libra? Because it's always going to be a little bit different. So it's about booking the trip, even if you have to do it yourself. It's about getting away and having the ability to come back to a new reality. Like I was saying, with this recent vacation, this recent healing journey, that's what I'll call it. This healing journey I went on to San Diego. When I got back from this holy day, I love that, Nicole. Thank you. Holiday, this holy day. When I got back from this holy day, the vibration of Sedona was 1,000% different. It was nowhere near the same. Like, no, I love Sedona, and I get sad almost every time I leave it. Like, even if like I'll have this moment where I'm like, oh, I got to get out of Sedona because like the energy's intense here for me. Okay. And I'll say, oh, I want to go to Flagstaff. I'm just like leaving for the day. And then it's like, I kind of look out the window like, wait a minute, what am I doing? Like, I love it. But it's a good thing to leave and come back and leave and come back. But this last trip, like Sedona's usually a little like, like get it done. Like there's a lot to do. It's almost, I don't want to say it's chaotic. I don't even know what word or what adjective to give what it was before, because now it's gotten common. I came back and it just seemed entirely different from the work that I just did. So maybe it was the work that I was resistant or reluctant to do that I went to go do with healing all this family stuff, with transmuting stuff that seemed like it wasn't mine. I'm sorry, the phone just looks like it's fallen out of the tripod. With healing stuff that didn't seem like it was mine, but it was mine, because if it's connected to the DNA, then it is mine. This is obviously for me. Catherine, how you doing? Must be what you're doing as well, because I see this stuff happen in patterns with the patrons, with family, with friends. I see that these similarities, and that doesn't mean like you're messing up if you're not going on this trip right now. Also, I don't know if you're born under the sign of Libra and you're hearing this message and you're like, but I don't have a vacation plan. That's fine. There's something to do here with the inner child. There's something with integrating the inner child, and it's up to you to, like I said, if you need space, take the space. Go and get an Airbnb or a hotel. A hotel feels weird, but go get an Airbnb for a day, 2 days, 3 days. Maybe it's in driving distance. Maybe you don't have to get on a plane and leave the country and go to where your actual destination is, but something's on the mind that's causing issues in the body that aren't real. It's not real. It's not. Whatever you're dealing with in the body, and you're saying, oh, my hip is this, my back is that, my neck is that. Let's just food for thought. Let's hear what was Catherine dealing with before she went on this trip, and let's see what she's released when she gets back, because that's what I'm seeing in this reading. Is like sometimes people are born into certain numbers, or they're born into certain signs, or they're born into certain things, and it's difficult to make a decision. It's difficult to want to leave the house. We get comfortable with certain numbers and certain signs, depending on where your Mars is. This thing is, that thing is. But once you go and get out, you're always like, I'm so glad I went. Like, what was that? So you're needing a little bit of that, because there's, in the present moment, there's difficulty deciding whether to go left or go right, and this is a celebration. Whatever you're nervous about, whatever the mind is telling you, it works out better than you could ever expect. And this is the growth that's necessary, and there's something to be released which isn't real. So release those thoughts, clear the mind, whatever it is that's necessary, Libra. I like what I see. I'm picking up the buddy cards. Uh-oh. I forgot to write the time down for Libra. We're going to go ahead and write 112. 112 where the players dwell. 112:22. That's what I'm going to write. I apologize if you tuned in for the Libra reading at the wrong time. Oh, so now let's not make that mistake again. Libra, Scorpio. What time do we got? 1:23:35. 1:23:35. Katie, where you at? We're doing Scorpio. Wake up, Katie. Oh, wait a minute. I can't do these again. Those were for Libra. All righty. Back to the regular cards. No, I'm just kidding. Oh, my jam. Oh, let's do this quick. I swear, that's it for shakes. They're all going now. Scorpio. September 15th to October 15th, Scorpio love and romance reading. Let's see what we got. Scorpio. No, it's good actually. No, they're all good. Every single reading's been good so far. Very good. All right. The Knight of Cups, an offering of love in the physical in the past, but it says it's completed. So what is this, Scorpio? Are you still thinking of somebody that you're no longer with? Are you still attempting to manifest this relationship that maybe it was never even real? Oof. We're talking about this today too. Oh, God. Make room, Scorpio. That's what it says. It says to make room. You made this offering of love. This person knows exactly how you feel, but Spirit's saying it's completed. It's done. So you're sitting still and you're waiting by the phone. You're waiting by the computer. There's something you're waiting for. We see this crying over spilled milk. We see this journey. We see this moving forward. We see the High Priestess. The High Priestess is here in the spiritual saying, like, I want to get work done. I came here to get a job done. So I don't know what this loving thing that's Spirit's saying it's done. But now Alexander's telling you it's done. Okay? So if you're in a pre-existing relationship, this doesn't mean you just pack up your bags and run out the door right now. There's at least a conversation to have. Or you know you've come recently to this decision that this is done. Or you know that something needs to change and you have that talk. You have that talk and get into that. Because once again, here we go with this card, because this is one of the cards that's been representing what I was talking about during the Leo reading, which is this feminine fire, the feminine integrating this masculine frequency. So to do this with the Magick on the internet, maybe, because this card can represent the computer, it can represent the internet, it can also represent other things that we won't talk about today, actually. But we see this feminine right here in the present moment, wondering what to do with this fire. This fire is the fire of transmutation. This fire is the fire of incineration that can clear and remove these frequencies that are no longer serving you. Okay, so when we see this moving forward, looking at the future, because these are the two most important cards in this 6-card spread, is moving forward on this journey with this High Priestess, being able to see beyond the veil, looking at both everything with this beyond duality, looking at things where we're supposed to be looking at it, because she doesn't belong here. She belongs here. She belongs here in my eyes, but at least here. But to see her here, Spirit wants you to remove something, remove somebody from your mind, from your subconscious mind, from your heart maybe. Something's done. So I think that this is more talking about the Scorpios that have this person that they're waiting for and they're longing for. Really be honest and truthful with yourself. And if you need assistance with whatever this is, these are like the best times to drop cards yourself, have somebody drop cards for you, or have somebody tune in on this, because sometimes, Scorpio, and this goes for all signs, sometimes a person, whether it's a friend or a lover or a potential lover, is a carrot. And this carrot leads us from point A to point B. And this is what's necessary to get us out of our comfort zone, to get us to go to this new city, to get us to go on this vacation, to get us to go to these places. Sometimes a dangling carrot that maybe we never even retrieve this carrot. Maybe it's always dangling till we realize we don't even want that carrot. But this could also be that, because I've seen that many a times come up as a spiritual guide. I've seen that also come up as certain love distortions, and I've seen it actually come up as love. So, yeah, what I mean by a carrot, Veronique, is like picture in the old cartoons where the person's riding the donkey or the horse, and the carrot is on the fishing pole in front of it, and the animal keeps biting for it, and they're being led by something that they cannot receive. It's making them go in the direction. When we point the carrot, it's getting the stubborn animal to move the direction. That's what I mean by a carrot. So, once again, this isn't always fun to say, because like some people have lived going towards these frequencies, going towards these carrots for longer than you'd like to know. But it is what it is. It's part of love, and it's part of the intricate ways and natures that the heart works and spirit works. Sometimes we're actually seeing this stuff and we're being driven to go to these places and follow these people, to then realize, like, when we meet them, we're like, wait a minute, like, what am I doing here? But that was part of our life purpose, was going to that city, going to that place, going to that state, going to that country. Okay, so whatever this is for you, Scorpio, there's something that would be very beneficial to release if you can release this. Spirit's the one letting you know. You made an offering of love and it's done. And your gut right away, your mind goes, I know who he's talking about. But right now, at this point in the reading, you probably already tuned out, or you're probably lying to yourself about, he couldn't be talking about so-and-so. Yes, I am. Moving on. And we'll see you again on Saturday. I think Saturday. Yeah, probably Saturday. Maybe Sunday. Let's see. Sagittarius. Sagittarius. Sag wants drumsies. I want you to play the drumsies. No one calls it the drumsies. All right. 131.55. That's the weirdest 3 I've ever drawn. Weird. That is weird. Yay, he picked up the drum. Why does Sag get the drum, but we don't? Carrie Lynn! Love you. See you, Carrie Lynn. Just like that. Just a little riff. Just a little riff. Sages. All right. What do we got here? Did I clear these? I'm doing it again. Praying mantis has finally started to move. Oh. Sagittarius, love and romance, quantum reading from September 15th to October 15th. Thank you, Michelle Murphy. Thank you, everybody. not so nice. Oh, good God, Sag. That was a little pre-drum. A bit of a pre-drum there for you. Ah, okay. All righties. We see the masculine fire as the cloud cover. We see the feminine. Ooh, that feminine high priestess right here. Okay. All right, what do we got here? Multidimensionality in the past. So some sort of fight about multidimensionality in the past. In the present moment, we're seeing hurt, trauma, betrayal. And then once again, we're getting to this vacation or this card about this holiday. Thank you, Nicole. All right. And then when we look at the future, we're seeing difficulty deciding whether to go left or go right with this house on the hill. Very interesting. Okay. So something multidimensional in somebody that is either a potential lover or our current lover is coming up as if it's triggering. It's coming up as is this something I want or can see long term? This is interesting. Okay, so something is coming up in this manner at some point from the 15th to the 15th of September today to October 15th. Something's coming up that's like it's triggering, but what Spirit wants you to know is it's you. It's only triggering you because you have it. It's only triggering you because you wish you didn't have this aspect yourself. So this difficulty deciding whether to go left or go right during the month, it's almost like I need to remove this card and to remind you who you are, because this is what Spirit's doing, is reminding you who you are. The message from other dimensional versions is showing this powerful Oracle of Delphi priestess that is in all of us. We all have the potential to integrate this. So even if you're watching this and you're a guy and you're thinking, well, he's not talking to me. Yes, he is, brother. This is for all of us to do. So there's something that we're judging. There's something that we're complaining about to our lover or somebody we love. It could even be a family member, but I think this is coming up more in love situations, in somebody new or in somebody that we've been with. There's something we don't like about them that we have. So what do you do about this, Sag? You integrate whatever it is. You be honest with yourself. And what is that? Like, what is that? You came here for this life mission. And like now it's like, well, I want this house on the hill. I want everything to be great. Of course you do. It's these fights and these quarrels with people, even if they're happening on another dimension, even if they're happening somewhere that isn't here. It's almost like sometimes it's like you look in the person's eyes or you have this feeling and it's almost like something's going on that's not happening right here. It's like we could just be sitting here having a conversation and it seems normal, but there's actually some sort of argument or altercation going on upstairs or downstairs or to the side, or it doesn't really matter where it's going on. But you being the multidimensional priestess and priests that you are, how long can this go on for? All right. So you're carrying something that seems like a hurt, that seems like an aggravation, that brings up the past, that you tell yourself you don't like about this person, that you do. That's it. Well, you going to tell us how to not do that, Alexander? That's what you're just going to tell us what's happening, but not give us the keys. You know what to do. 99% of a healing is knowing what's going on in the first place, my family. So stop being a hypocrite. Oh, God, he's just like today. I talk to myself when I say that as well, because we all do this, family. This isn't just Sag. So if that was triggering to hear me say that, we all need to stop doing this, because when something triggers us, it's because it reminds us of something we think we don't have or we think is impossible for us to attain, or it reminds us of something that we do have that we wish we didn't have. That's why it triggers so much. So let's just go ahead, stop doing that, and start doing something better. Capricorn. Cap. I ran out of room. What are we going to do, Pisces? Pisces, you don't fit, so it's not looking good. You're not getting a reading today, Pisces. We'll see you next week. I'm going to do it. I'm joking. I have to. Pisces sees this later and goes, "Joke's on you, Alexander. I was sleeping during that reading." That cracked me up. All right, let's do this. I guarantee you I have a comment later that's like, "I was sleeping." Johnny just is savage. Johnny, if we can't joke, what's the point? You know? Like, if I can't have a good time, I'm not going to do this anymore. Like, if someone's like, "Do the readings, but do it seriously." Yeah, where's that other one? Not our Cheryl, that other Cheryl. Cheryl, do you still exist? Or did you just give up? Did you just give up on Galactic Tarot? Oh, look at that. The drum just was attacking me. I think it's... Here comes Verani. It's a sign. You're supposed to play the drum. Capricorn, September 15th to October 15th, love and romance reading. No, they just stopped me right there. Interesting. Okay. Yeah. There we go. Oh, look at that card again, huh? That card again, huh? That card again, huh? Literally every one of these cards has come up today. All right. Oh, Capricorn, what do you do? What are you doing? Let's take a glance here. Okay. Capricorn, we see this fighting from the past, this fighting with a friend. Okay, so this might be a family member, but they're actually somebody that you've been working with for lifetimes. This is actually not only referencing the recent past, but this is also referencing the distant past. Ooh, this is a cool reading, Capricorn. I like this. This is fun. All right, so Magician. So we see all the elements on the table in this present physical moment, and then we see this spiritual masculine. So this is really cool. So Capricorn is actually working on something with the journey or learning how to have some sort of speech to get some sort of major download or upload for all of humanity. There's something that's going on with the masculine, the distorted masculine, most likely, this aggressive masculine. Something going on with truth is about to come out to this sign, or there's something that you guys are working out as a whole on exposing, because this is very interesting. Because I see, as I read this, it says fighting, friendship, magic, fighting, and then it shows the journey and the information, the spiritual information coming in. So that doesn't mean that this information gets exposed by October 15th, but something is coming from your dragon. Something is coming from your fury, and something major about the shift, about humanity, about where humanity is going, about exposing these old forces of the BS, plain and simple. These old forces that it was just like masculine. Don't pay attention to that. Cover her up, hide her. Let's just say she's crazy. That's lunacy. That's this, that's that. And all these words were created by this guy. So there's something that you guys are working on, which these 8 cards will not do any sort of justice for me being able to say it from the sign of Leo, and Scorpio. As I watch this, I am just like, freaking love you, Capricorn. Whatever this is, I thank you and applaud you for doing this for all of us. And this might seem like something you're doing for just you, but this is something that you're doing for humanity. And that hasn't come through maybe up until this moment, where Alexander says thank you ahead of time, because I'm telling you about what's happening from the 15th to the 15th, and it is the 15th. So you might have already seen that this is coming in, or like, oh, I know what he's talking about, but this is major. And the energy, the soul energy, I don't know, some like baby dragon eggs or whatever it is, whatever you're given from spirit, from your soul, from these aspects of the soul, that this energy never has even been on this planet. This is something very, very new. And this is something, it can be old information that we've forgotten, but there's something epic you're doing, Capricorn. I wish I could tell you more, but I can tell you it's a lot. And I thank you for bringing it in. What do you got, Cindy Lou? She says, no way, bro. How did he know? I love this song. All right. Ooh. Capricorn. Capricorn gets a little smiling angelic for the day. That's it. Can you even see that? Can you even see my little angel? Pretty little angel lass. Pretty little angel, pretty little angel. Aquarius. On the next episode of Musical Tourette's with Alexander. All right. 40 people. All right. 145.36. So far, Gemini still winning. What was Gemini, right? I think it was Gemini. Was it Gemini or Cancer? Now I can't even remember. All right, let's do this. Aquarius. Oh! Aquarius. We took our song back. Taking them back. I'm taking them all back. You can see Groot? A Groot angel. I get it. When I saw angel, I thought it said angle because they're pretty much the same word. What was that? That was so weird. I felt something fall off the deck. Oh. Look through the spiritual window card. 3. All right. We want to see Groot. All right, it's done for Nicole. Anything. All righty. There he is. There he is. All right. We lost 2 viewers for that, Nicole. I hope you enjoyed your Groot visitation. Aquarius, September 15th to October 15th. Where's everybody going? What do you got, things to do? You can't just sit around with us for 2 hours. Aquarius. Oh, God. Oh, God. If these cards keep going like this, Aquarius wins. I just want to let you know. Who are all these people? Oh, and that was the popper. Oh, we were doing so good. The worst. I hate this card. All right. Not bad. Not bad. It's about healing. But yeah, we were almost. All right. So you have the opportunity here, Aquarius. I like this. I like this a lot. All right. We see the High Priestess moving forward with love. So this happened in the past. We see something to be healed. We see this card that represents soul retrieval. So something is pushing you to reclaim this aspect of yourself, whether it is related to this oracle, whether it is related to the feminine, or whether it's related to something completely else entirely. We see you as this light warrior, as this light worker, as this paladin, charging into this right now, into this present moment, into this window of September 15th to October 15th, looking through the spiritual window. So what is it that you need to look through the spiritual window for here, my family? Okay. We see the card of the Hermit. We see Merlin here. So these are like, I love this top row. If this top row is this bottom row, then holy crap. Yeah, this is the best reading I've seen today. But we see now the Hermit. The Hermit's actually representing time alone in nature. So time alone in nature is necessary for us to find these thoughts that are affecting the body. There is something, we need to look through the spiritual window, the window into the self, to find what is it that I'm thinking that is causing these issues. And once again, it's like bringing me back to this modality and this belief structure of, if you need time alone, okay, because both of these cards represent time alone in nature. And what have I been telling you guys? Don't ask your lover, because this is a love and romance reading, right? Don't ask your lover. And like, because like part of us, we go up and like some of us don't want confrontation. So we go up and we go, hey, I'm going to go to the market, or I'm going to this thing, or I'm doing this or that. And then they come with us. They say, oh, I want to come. And we go, oh, yeah, that's fine. Great, yeah. No, come with me. Come with me. I didn't need alone time. There's a way to say, I'm taking alone time because this continues my process of thriving, other than, once again, hey, I'm kind of cooking right now. I need alone time. Like I said, sometimes when we take this alone time and when we do this, when we go out into nature and we tell our lover, whoever it is, I need to go do this. Are they sending us supportive energy, or are they sending us this energy that's almost like, oh, love you, I support you, whatever you're going through? It's like I was telling earlier, and I think that was in Sag, I guess? I'm not even sure where I said that. But using the words to say, hey, I have to do this. I'm working on myself. I'm doing this. I'm continuing to thrive. So I'm not saying to lie, but I'm saying that this is something that you need to do. And sometimes it's difficult to do, or it can be difficult to do. It can be perceived difficult to take something which we need. We need alone time. We need time out alone in nature. So if your lover's like, well, I want to go. Well, I haven't been there in a while. Just be like, all right, I'm going to go, and then I'll come back and I'll get you, and then we can go together. I have to do this. It's about whether you're in the suit of a man or a woman, like being like, this is necessary as me to achieve this temple space. And guess what? I'm looking at this house and it's like, it's temple-ish, but it's not the temple that I need right now. The temple I need is out in nature. So go, do the thing, find out what this is on the mind. I'm sure you already have an inkling of it already. But when we get out into nature, we get out in the creek, we let the water flow around us, and we go, whatever it is, to the beach, and we're with all the elements, it's easier to perceive that this isn't real. There's something that you keep thinking is affecting the body. And it can be the spiritual body. It can be something that's holding us back, or it's creating or maintaining the strength of a certain glass ceiling, because that's another option here. We see this soul retrieval. It says soul, spirit. Everything looks great in the physical. So you also might be sitting here as the Aquarius saying, Alexander, what are you talking about? Everything's great right now. But something might be holding you back somewhere else, which is inevitable. You're going to break through this. And it's inevitable you're going to get this done, because we're on this trajectory of getting all this work done and going through the spiritual ascension. So it's, what the heck? Like, how about whoever you are, you block user, you're gone. Bye-bye. Are there more of them? Are there more turds? No, there was just one turd. Like, you know what I love about that? Like anyone has trouble finding porn. Like, you need this advertisement in a live feed. Live nudes at www.holdyourbrethuntilyournolongerhere.com. All right. Bye-bye, Doug. That was interesting how we just kind of like lost 12 viewers and then this weird bot came in. You have anything better to do? Like, where are you? Like, what fuzzy bumpkin backyard third world country are you broadcasting from to say, oh, let's go on YouTube? You know, that's how I made it. How do you know you've made it, Alexander? They're sending bots to your comment feed. All right, anywho, skis, back on track here. Aquarius, I freaking love you so much. I know you got this. I know it's already done. I know you kind of know what I'm talking about. But once again, this is coming up in a manner where it's like, you're not alone. You might want help to do this. There might be a shaman, somebody who does QHHT or some sort of hypnosis or IET, some form of advanced healing that would love to help their fellow priestess with this journey of finding out what this is. So if you're just like, hey, that doesn't hit close to home at all, awesome. This is a message that's quantum for everybody born under this sign. So be it. But there might be something, if you sit out in nature, you'll find it. Okay? Oh, what did Soul say? Did Doug not like his horoscope today? Oh, Sister Soul. So sorry, Pisces. It's just, there's no room to write you in there. What are we going to do? He's kidding. He's going to do it. We're going to write you this way. Typical. I only never fit. No, we do not allow passive aggression here. 155.25. 155.25. There we go. There you go. There you are. You're just like going around the other side of the paper. I don't know what more. Oh, baby. See you later. The mantis is slowly walking up the house. Pisces, September 15th to October 15th. Love and romance reading. Or whatever those other readings were today, right? Sing us a song of the Tarot Man. Doug's like, I wanted the bunnies. Send him a bunch of porn things. Oh. Okay. Good. Pisces. Yeah, good. That's over. That's good. The truth has set you free. All right. Still do. Oh, my God. Oh. A little sneaky. Not today, Satan. You tell that, Satan, Pisces. You tell that, Satan. Not today. All right. We will see you next time. Imagine if that was the whole Pisces reading. I kid. All right. Doug's a furry. Like Doug dresses up like a furry and you're saying a fury, Nicole, or a furry? I think I can help with the whole pan situation. It's panned with a D at the end. I need this song. Cindy Lou, this song's for you. All right, Pisces, let's do this. Whew. No, he's a furry. He's actually a furry. That's, Nicole, I don't know if anyone's told you this, but you can't make fun of anything at all anymore. So you can't even make fun of the furries. They'll come in, they'll get you. They'll get you. You'll be in like furry court. It's a whole thing. All right, moving on. Anyways, that's over. All right, whatever that weirdness is, it's over. You just haven't seen it. So the truth has set you free. But the truth still needs to come in and integrate, Pisces. Something's going on with somebody in your life is not serving you. Somebody you think you're stuck with. So there's some sort of darkness in your life, or there's some sort of internal darkness that you're dealing with. That is you, okay? Because we see the devil card at the bottom of the deck. So this is the cloud cover. So this is over this loving aspect. So is it possible for us to be this loving aspect with this person in the field, or with this frequency that we still need to deal with? Because we see this hat. The bigger the hat, the bigger the mental thought structures that are going on. We got a big old hat right here, right under this immovable object of love. So everybody knows how awesome and loving you are, Pisces. We know this, but there's something that you're dealing with. We see the happiness. We see the happiness in the future. And we see the truth has set you free in the future. So I love this. So I know that during this window of September 15th, October 15th, mind, body, spirit, whatever this is, we have this realization that this is done, or we tell this, whatever it is, that it no longer has this power over us, or we tell this person to get the out. All right. So if you're just starting a new relationship, Alexander didn't say anything. He just twiddled his thumbs. He lets you figure it out for yourself. No, me gusta Cindy Lou. Okay. Oh my God, you just got here. You just got Alexander. I just got here. We're done. You just literally just made it for the very end. Oh man. Well, you know, you have timing. That's for sure. People say I have timing. Every day your timing gets a little bit better, my brother. Oh God, leaving the job. Sister Soul. Oh, I forgot to give her a spin. Sister Soul. Ah! I almost hit my legs on the table. All right. Knocking out of here, kid. You bother me. Little lace. All right. I love you guys. So, the spelling is SedonaStarseed.com. We got Matt Kahn. There's a live interview with Matt Kahn coming up right here on this very channel. You'll hear more about that, I'm sure. Yeah, Sedona Starseed. It's going to be epic. Sedona Starseed Summit's the full name of SedonaStarseed.com. Come out to Sedona. Make it a trip. Make it a business trip. So you can just come for your business. But also come for your soul, your mind, and also the gathering of epic family all getting together in the vibration of love and building new earth. What else do we have? Oh yeah, crystalcurrent.com. These epic little wonders. Where you at, Jordan? I seen it, brother. I seen it. It's on its way. I did a photo shoot. Yeah, we're doing this now. So yeah, crystalcurrent.com. That's the titanium upgrade. galactictarot.com to do a class, learn the tarot yourself, numerology, Reiki attunements, all the fun stuff, or just book a session with your brother right here. Boom! I love you guys so freaking much. I even love you, Doug. Doug, your underground bunker. Doug, come join the gym. We're going to get you in shape, Doug. Doug, you haven't really been moving a lot. Sedentary lifestyle, Doug. But we love you here at Galactic Tarot. Doug, we'll put a hurting on you in the gym, Doug. We'll do it. I can see you, Doug. I can see you, Doug. Mind, body, spirit, my family. What are you doing? Get it out. Get it done. We want more drum, Alexander. What's for breakfast, Veronique? What's for breakfast? Do this, do that. Ooh, call the fire department. Muffins? Veronique. I don't remember the last time I had a muffin. You want more? We want more. We want more. Give us some drum. What we need is more cowbell. All right, let's do a serious drum. Not those shenanigans that we gave the Sagittarius. Quiet on the set out there. Quiet on the set. Quiet on the set. Okay. Are you ready? Family. Here we go. If you don't like drums, leave. Just click the little X at the top. It's really easy. Bye-bye. All righty. Anything else? No, that's it. That's it. I think I'm going to go eat breakfast now. 3, 2, 1. That's the time. It's 3, 2, 1. Do you know where your food is? Good in my belly. I love you guys. See you on Saturday? Yeah, we'll be the weekly reading. Could be Saturday, could be Sunday. Here's the deal. If it's not on Saturday, it's definitely on Sunday. I love you all so freaking much. Cheers, my family. I'll see you very soon. Jingle the bell. Jingle the bell so you know when I go live. I love you. I love you so much. See you soon.